And then we did...
so, okay, this is
human
now the
rights,
second time when you
human
come back
rights.
to Kenya.
Yeah, so every year we came back.
How was it now the second time when you came back?
The second, it's more serious. You know, we're coming
We're
back.
more ready now.
We're more ready.
Yeah.
There's actually one time, I think, is it 2 years later, we were flown in by, what's the hotel? Grand Regency.
Yes.
They literally called us and flew us in to come and do a Christmas concert for them. And then we did our own other gigs after that. But after that, we never actually paid for tickets to come because Human Rights Commission brought us once. Those guys from Grand Regency brought us another time. I don't remember another time who brought us. But every time we came, it was about causes. And we went on until maybe when Milele, I think our last cause was 2006 that we did together at Bapo. No, at Bapo when we did the
2006,
the hunger. You know, we come into Kenya in 2006 and there's Kenyans, there's hunger. And so we did the hunger concert at Baptist where we told people, come for free.
No ticket price.
No ticket price, bring a food item. Remember that?
Bring even or clothes.
Yeah. Bring food or clothes.
I know that day.
Yep. And
I know
you know that day. You know why?
That's when I joined Kijiji.
Isn't that the concert you
No, that's when I saw Kanji on stage with Chizzy, Nema, Aroro, I think was playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to join these guys. It was the 5th of the new month.
Yes,
of January.
It was actually is.
Yeah, 2005 actually. It wasn't even 2006, 2005. Yeah. Anyway, let me go back. Level Up. So now let's touch the second album.
Level Up.
What was the big turn it around? And we haven't
Level
even
Up, we came to
Hold on.
Uganda.
First album,
We
no
came to
videos.
Uganda.
First album, no videos.
No videos.
No
Again,
videos.
Videos,
In fact,
were
what
not,
were
videos were
videos?
not a big thing.
Yes.
And I don't even know they were not a big thing. I think we didn't
understand.
We didn't know because we knew how to do everything else at a high level. But all the videos we saw were all like, you know, unless they were MTV videos, everything else was like, we're not gonna do that. So it wasn't until we did.
I think Simunye was our first video
when we
in
were like,
2004.
okay, now we've got proper filming crew.
Exactly.
We can put out a quality
And even the
product.
way they did it
Yeah.
at that time was, you can tell it's very high quality.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be B-roll to our concert because we were going to do a live recording, which
Correct.
we did, which we never just put out. But we did the whole recording, spent a ton of money on it. We just didn't put it out. But we did a live recording and, but that's when we did some B-rolls that were very professionally done by some guys who were pretty good.
You know what time the show is, huh? 6 o'clock, eh? Yeah, so be there at 6, man. I'll be there. Alright? So.
Hey, Vipi. What's up, man? I'm just chilling, man.
Yeah, the show is at 6.
6, I be there, I'm at 6 when it starts.
No, be there at 6, man. Is how?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
See you then, man. Bye-bye.
Christian. Hey, what's up, man?
What time?
Oh, the show? Yeah, it's at 6 o'clock.
Sasa, me, I'll meet you there, man.
And don't wear those brown shoes.
What time, man?
Oppression, distress, compression, operation, whatever, coloration.
Amen. This song has this very interesting word called Simunye. Simunye means we are one in Zulu. Whether we're from Kenya, you're American, or Orange County people, Pastor is preaching about today. What makes us one and unique is the blood of Christ.
Marty and Joe are there. Just come and stand here with us and sing.
You'll see the words on the sides, on the screens, or up here. Just sing with us. We are one heart. We are one church. We can change the world. This is really simple. It goes like this. We are one heart. We are one heart. We can change. We can change the world. We are one church. We shall stand strong. We shall stand strong. Tear down We shall rise up. Baba na mama, toto mzee, keni mikono, tungane pamoja. Loving your neighbor, caring for one another. The time is right to say Simunye. We are one heart, we can take the world. We are one church. Simunye. Stay strong. We shall stand strong. Tear down this wall. We shall rise.
Let's level up this thing,
Yeah.
because again there was a couple of big songs. Turn it around.
Yeah, we have Turn It Around,
Fire.
we have Fire.
Yeah, Fire. Actually, Fire was a big.
And
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 was cool.
With
What's the Zouk song?
Oh, Afrique. Afrique, yeah.
It was a big show. It wasn't a big radio song, but it was a big concert song.
Yeah, that was a nice song.
So now, did you again start the same process? Steve Jean still in Stito, or how did this work?
Stephen had moved to Uganda by then.
Moved back
So we
home.
came and hung out in Kampala for about 10 days. Was it 10 days?
That was 2001, yeah?
No, 2. 2002. We came, I think, hung out in Kampala for about 10 days.
With the aim of recording the album.
Same timetable. Recording at sequencing at night, recording and writing during the day, etc. But even that time, Steve Jean had already he had his game had gone to another level. And for us as well, our experience had come to another level. So for us, indeed, the music that was throwing in, the lyrics Kanji was throwing in, the ideas he had for 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, as in it was. And then because we were doing our own stuff. One could argue it was just a potluck, a mishmash, mashakura of styles, all right? But it was just, this is us. What for us? There was a reggae tune there, very nice, written by a boy, a Ugandan friend of yours.
Alan Kisitu.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say, I'm running to the darkness. I'm running with Papa's light. I'm running to the darkness. I'm running with Jesus' light. I go and have it no other way. For I'm running with Papa's light. I go and have it no other way. I'm running with Jesus Christ. I woke up this morning. I knew His mercies were new for me. His word had tell me so. The devil tried to lie to me that Papa had forsaken me. Oh no, he no turn his back on child. No, devil, you're not having your way this time. I've made up my mind and I'm running to the darkness. So running to the darkness. I'm running with Papa's light. I'm running to the darkness. I'm running with Jesus' light. I can't have it no other way. I'm running with Papa's light. I can't have it no other way. I'm running with Jesus' light.
So the album was nuts. It was in terms of
really good. I still listen to it.
that album was in. It's like we didn't launch it here. That apart from Turn It Around and the rest, but again that album was just.
We did a little bit of it at KCC.
Oh, we did. Eh?
When he did.
No, it was at.
It wasn't KCC.
Let me. You guys will
Let me-
go. Oh, Nairobi Cinema.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, that's the time when that's the time guys wanted to throw their innerwear at us. Because we were good Christian boys.
That was a serious show. That was a serious show.
That was the best show.
Remember
That was the best
Levy?
show
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Levy,
yeah.
the background,
Yeah,
I mean,
in the
step, everything.
And
the
Richie, let me
whole
tell you.
thing.
So this is like you're talking about O2,
O2,
yeah?
that's O2, yeah.
O2.
That show
We're talking
was
about
sick.
sequenced light show.
Yep.
You're talking about video synchronized to the gig.
No,
You're talking about pre-recorded sections like that are spoken sections or whatever. Because basically what we did in our research, we started going for concerts.
NSYNC.
We went for that. We saw NSYNC live. We saw Boyz II Men live. We saw Luther Vandross live. And us guys were just trying to learn, because we're like, we need to be as good as the best. So that show for us guys was like the height of our powers.
Yes.
Where we're like, okay, we're still young enough to put a fully choreographed full dance. I mean, our dance choreographer was a former Disney choreographer. Yeah.
She's legit,
and
man.
she was like next level.
Yeah, but she just gets so frustrated with us guys because we're like, stop, lock, pop. What? I'm like, what the heck?
Kickball change. You remember the kickball change?
Yeah.
Like, hey, what words are those? I've never had kickball change.
No words.
Yeah.
And then King Yangi has got like energy for a million people. And then us guys we're cool. Him is like, us guys were like, I'm not even saying.
Him is doing that in the American football. The guy who kicks the ball, bana. The mguu is fika here, bana. So that O2 show for us guys was very key, because then now we had an international show.
Exactly right.
And did you go to other countries? Or
Just
maybe
UG.
just UG, yeah?
At that time it was just UG.
Yeah.
That's the only other place
We did Kampala, Pentecostal.
Watoto Church and all that. But then Stato is where we spent most of our time
Yeah, I
doing
get it.
the
And
shows.
this, did it take you a notch higher now even in Stato?
Oh yeah, at that time we're getting serious, because then 2002 we record Level Up. I think then 2004 is when we do our first tour, a 30-state tour.
No, 2003.
2003.
This is the first one.
So 2003 we do our first
And before that,
30
this guy was
states.
not even there.
No, he wasn't even there.
I didn't go the
2003 he
first
wasn't.
Where were you?
He came in
I
2004
couldn't
for the
leave-
recording.
Couldn't leave the country.
So we did our first tour without Kanji. 2003 he came to see Mwendi, he didn't come back, and then we did our first 30-state tour, which was actually pretty successful. And then 2004 we decided to actually do the live recording. That's when Kanji came back, and we did that now tour across the states, and that one was big because we went over 40 states, did quite a bit. I mean, that's when we crossed over 100 grand in
What do you mean?
$100,000 in the touring cost, at least that year.
What?
Yeah, I mean that. But by that time we had become, serious, and we weren't going to places, playing inside. We started talking about our causes and thinking about bigger things, and so that was pretty successful. Again, at Miners Church is when we did our big live recording.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the live recording. Yeah.
So then at least then that's when we started transitioning from playback into live band.
I remember you had your mini disc.
Yeah, I saw that. Small mini disc
so
thing.
cool. Everyone with CDs. Kama just comes. Milele
With the
comes on
mini
stage.
Mini discs don't skip,
Hey,
man.
they don't scare man. Unless Timothy Rimbu is playing with it.
Murianki bana.
Murianki just messed up stuff.
Uliharibu show yetu
Hey,
bana.
Murianki. And Murianki was like, they have BVs over there. He's the first guy who was like, they have BVs.
So again, that's pretty much our journey. So we were like, the churches we're going to, they were just as growing as musicians, handing back and vocals, but just throwing stems and having live band. Because for us, we realized that, as in, for growth purposes, for where we were going, we need to play with as the big boys are playing.
Yeah.
So I think before 04 we started using bands here and there,
we started.
but the live recordings when now we just went all in with live band, and it was super live band, dancers, vocalists, even a choir.
Yeah.
There was a choir there as well.
And then I think that's when we decided to combine all our African songs in Forever. then our African songs in Level Up, and a few others, and then came with the album Afrique.
Afrique.
Because at that time we were like, okay, we're gonna showcase ourselves in America as Africans. You know, in Kenya we don't want to be, you know, like Africans like that. But then in the US, so we did just a collab of all our songs, and then we did some few others, and that's when we even did the Faith launch. We launched the Faith in the Kakwadrango.
Correct.
And we just did, these were just African songs, you know. And
That's
so
where Simunye comes in now.
that's where Simunye comes in, you know, and which was now ready for 2004. So because now 2004 is when we did our big live recording, but it was incredible just to go and have all these doors open. I mean, we went to almost every state in the US, you know, almost every state.
Does Turn It Around come from that live performance?
Is that where the recording?
The music video
It came from Level Up.
The music video, yes.
Because the music
Yes,
video.
the music video comes from that, yes.
That's from the recording.
Yes.
From the recording.
Yeah.
It was actually the service in the morning and then the live recording. So we have that video. In fact, it's on YouTube, where you can go and find Turn It Around and 1, 2, 3. You know, then the same video, it's actually cut to the same video, but the Turn It Around version was the church service before the concert.
1, 2, 3 is the concert.
And then the 1, 2, 3 is the concert.
Correct.
So we did those 2 days at the same day. And I mean, Marina's church did not know what had happened to them because we came in with full energy, full band, and we had some of their guys play with us, which was so much fun.
It was
but we
great.
did the full choreography, making people shout, and the church was like, "Who in the world are these?" This is a predominantly white church, frozen chosen people, and that began a relationship with us.
Is that now what pushed you now into Marinas?
That was the
starting,
beginning.
yeah.
That was the genesis of it.
Now everyone has to stand up on this one. We have to do the chicken dance. Are you ready? Here we go. Come on. Now turn your lights right. Let's do this. Here we go. Now, here we go. Turn from side to side. What are you guys saying? I've been through many things. Believe me, I've seen everything. That's why without a doubt, I know my Christ, that's why you shout. For he turned my life around, lifting me up from the ground. Yeah, the greatest part of it is that the party never ends. Now do our cuckoo dance. Here we go. One time, here we go. Yeah.
I was lost in sin, darkness seemed to cover me. I had no place to turn, I had walls surrounding me. When he opened up my eyes and he cured my disease, and the greatest part of it is that he can't do it for you. La la la, for you, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on.
Now we're gonna need your help here. Say oh, everybody in the church say oh. Come on, say break it down.
Turn it around, turn it around, turn it around. Turn it around, turn your life right back, just turn it around. If you hear this beat, just turn it around. All around, can't you see what is done for me? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hear this beat, just turn it around. All around, can't you
Now let's
see
try
what
this, everybody.
is
Here
done
we go.
for me? Say whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, come on.
Everybody say whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Say whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, come on.
Say whoa, whoa, ha, ha, whoa.
Now turn your life around. Here we go.
Come on. Turn it around, turn your life around, just turn it around. If you hear this beat, just turn it around. All around, can't you see what is done for me?
Yeah.
Turn it around, turn your life around, just turn it around. If you hear this beat, just turn it around. All around, can't you see what is done for me?
And minus Kanji's voice gone.
Oh, at the so I'd flown in
That
for
moment.
that gig. I'd flown in like the night before. So I had like full on travel fatigue. Actually, I don't know why I landed so late. So by
I
the
think
time-
it's something in the border control issue.
might be some border control challenges. So anyway, I actually lost my voice. Like by the time I landed, I didn't have a voice. So that gig was just like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
he
just
would-
see what comes out.
He would look at me and it's like, yeah.
Sing this part. Again, from musically though, from musical direction point of view, that's the first time we started incorporating what we call now half-life, which is again just having, as in, and because we've been wondering, all along we've been wondering, why do these bands sound so big? You go to watch Sting, you're like on Luther, and you're like, there's something here that yes, there's something wrong. Are there some technicians that good? Is the speaker? So we just figured out that the half-life thing of just having the stems in the back and then playing on top of the stems, and from then on, it just changed our thinking and our sound, and it was just groundbreaking for us.
That's okay. So that also is for
And by the way, Richie, here's a very interesting point there, because if you're talking about the introduction of the whole idea of the half-life, that actually came from this dude right here
what?
in this country.
Did you know?
Because before that,
No
it
one
was
had
either you
half-life.
played live or you played
Back
backing
in
track.
track.
But the idea, and that actually opened the door for pop artists now to start playing with bands. I remember an article that we did with
Standard Donation. Is it?
what is it
Oh
called?
yeah, the website. The thing, the guy who was doing gospel something.
More Africa.
No, not Africa. He was a guy for Nation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, he was like the entertainment writer. Anyway,
Not Philip.
Philip
Moneki.
Moneki.
Yeah.
So I remember at some point as we were chatting, not now in the interview, but as we were chatting, the guy tells me, "But I hate live music." And by the way, Philip, you said that. he was like, "I hate live, like I don't like the sound of a band." But I think what he was trying to say in a non-musical way was like, it's together when it's when a guy performs with a CD, it sounds together. It sounds like the album. But when you play with a band, it doesn't sound like the album because you're not able to get 20 instruments playing, you know. So that transition that Kaima enabled us guys to do was the foundation that enabled Giuliani to start playing with a band, for you to start playing with a band. People who traditionally wouldn't have played with a band because it sounds better with a CD.
When I signed on, Kanji just threw me on stage and told me, you have a gig. You've become a Kijiji artist, your first thing is you have a gig. And it's live band. And I thought that was normal, but now I'm hearing the where it came from.
Yeah.
Even I've interviewed Gidi, and Gidi talks about how Kanji told him to do half-life, and he's like, it can never work in Kenya because people want to go off.
Times in life when I was approached to do something by one Kanji Mboko. He tried introducing me to half-life. I told him, nothing is not possible. It can't work. Musicians, they'll go like this and then they'll come back. It can't work. It can't work. You guys, it can work. I've seen it. I'm telling him, these guys, watatoka. Half-life. Watatoka. So you guys, I've seen it work. It can work. Just trust me. I'm telling you. Drama. Atatoka, ataharakisha. Then song ikishika, it needs, it can be programmed. It can be okay, fanya hivi, eh? So I just don't think I'm a hard head and I'm just trying to be insubordinate. Let's try one. Wacha nikuonyesha vile haiwezi fanya, then you'll get off my back and try not to. Let's try it, let it fail, and then we move on. Surprise.
It worked.
It worked. I was like, shucks. And I was going to bet all my cows that this thing can't work.
People want to but so I'm hearing about the transition from Milele, which was a learning pot. So Kanji just jacked all those things
Completely. It was all the stuff that I
and
learned.
came and brought it here.
Yeah,
You get
completely.
Okay. At this point, also, we begin to notice a change in Milele. So what we mean by that, probably you guys now are growing up, that school era is sort of ending. Its guys want to get married. Kaima wants to per se stop dancing and be. So for us as the audience, we're like, Milele is dead. So for us now with this is the place where we begin to feel Milele dies. Maura disappears.
Women, I'm telling you. Women just
Kingange becomes a pastor. And then comes back and all he wants to do is set up houses and Milele guys are like, sing! You get? But I hear the genesis. So now explain to us sort of like the, not breakup of Milele, but the growth transition, because that's what it sounds like.